Okay, so hello everybody, welcome to Learning Biology, and this is 11.3. So this part is a little bit more difficult than the mitotic cell division. So from this part onwards, we are going to learn another type of cell division. So this type, we call it the meiotic cell division. Okay, 知道知啦 meiotic cell division. Alright, so we kickstart right away. Alright, so what is meiotic cell division? So first of all, it happens when there is sexual reproduction. 當有 sexual reproduction 嗰陣時，有性生殖嗰陣時啦，先至會 take place 嘅。Alright, so if you still remember 11.1, we said that meiotic cell division or haploid cell takes place in gametes. Alright, so gametes, there are two types. Gametes, another name would be sex cells. Alright, so sex cells. So sex cells, and as you can see, there are two examples. One of them is sperm and the other is ova. Okay, one more word we need to know sooner or later, 咁即將要學識啦, is that the sperm and ova will fuse together. Okay, you may also say join together, but it is better to use fuse together, 會相容嘅。Fuse together 呢個比較好嘅字啦，得唔得？ So they will fuse together during this process， 呢一個過程啦，就叫做 fertilization， 知多次啦 ，fertilization in Chinese 就係受精啦 ，and they form a zygote， 咁就係合子啦。Alright, so just very quickly, learning some words and concepts. So first of all here, above the sperm and ovum, you will see that this is the haploid. So since it is a haploid, so there will be how many chromosomes? In total, there should be 23 chromosomes. Alright, and then this is this part, haploid, and then once they form a zygote, 由於啦, once they form a zygote, so okay, sorry, one little thing to add. So remember, what does it mean by haploid? Haploid means there is only one set of chromosome. Alright, one set of chromosome. And for example, sperm, this set must come from the father. Okay, so we also say that they come from they contain the paternal chromosome. Alright, we'll learn about this later. And then for ovum, it comes from the mother. And this, in English, we say they are the maternal chromosomes. Alright? Okay. So, the next thing we're going to learn is that above the zygote, so once it gets to zygote, we know that it is no longer one set of chromosomes. 唔再係一 set 嘅咯喎. So how many sets are there? So there will be two sets of chromosomes. So one from the father and the other from the mother, right? And then, so therefore, we call it the diploid. 咁就唔再 haploid 啦，而係叫做 diploid 啦。Alright? So zygote is very similar to that. It's like the first body cell. Alright? Or somatic cell. Alright, so you should keep on remembering these words and do not mix up these concepts. 咁就唔好混亂呢一啲嘅概念啦，得唔得？ Okay, and then the zygote will gradually develop into the offspring. Alright, 佢就慢慢變咗做一個 baby 啦。Alright, so from this zygote onwards, is keep on each cell, 每一粒嘅 cell 啦 will have 46 chromosomes. Okay, so as a baby, so as an adult, our cell, each body cell will have 46 chromosomes. 每一粒嘅身體細胞啦都會有46條嘅 chromosome 啦，得唔得？ Alright, so the last part is that, how does one zygote, so one zygote is one cell, right? So how does this one cell develops into a baby or an adult? That is equals to many cells. So how does this take place? So can you tell me, so is it mitotic cell division or is it meiotic cell division? So the answer, of course, there is no change in chromosome number. 係 no change， 係冇改變到㗎啦。No change in chromosome。或者你叻少少㗎啦， you can also say chromosomal number. So therefore, the answer is mitotic cell division. Alright? Let's see if you have any questions. Okay, so new question, let's move on. 好啦，咁繼續去到下邊嗰度咯喎，佢就同你講啦。So gametes are used for sexual reproduction. Okay, so they are produced by gamete-producing cells. 咁咩為之 gamete-producing cells? So just simply speaking, they are the cells that produce gametes. All right, so we'll learn more about this in chapter 13, human reproduction. 講緊人類繁殖、人類生殖嗰陣時咧 we'll learn more about this topic. All right. So in human, we have some reproductive organs. 有一啲嘅生殖器官啦 ，organ in Chinese is 器官 ，alright. Reproductive 係生殖啦。So in a little bit, just learn more. You are going to learn it sooner or later. So testis in Chinese is 睾丸 from male 噶啦 ，ovaries 就係卵巢啦 for females. Alright. So they carry out meiotic cell division to produce gametes, haploid gametes. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I also would like to teach you one more concept. So when we say haploid, usually we use one large capital letter N, or we say a capital letter N. So say for example, when we say how chromosome. So remember, this N, what does it represent? 佢代表啲乜嘢啊？ What does it represent? 代表乜嘢咧？ Represents sets of chromosomes. Sets of chromosomes. Alright? So in this case, can you guess and tell me what is the number for diploid? Diploid 應該係 how many N? Diploid. So remember, so N equals to the set of chromosomes, right? Represent the sets of chromosomes. So if it is haploid equals to N, diploid, the answer should be 2N. Alright, 2N. So put this down first. 自己寫低啦。Okay, so just to let you know, this diagram, we're going to see this again. So this is one vertical cross-sectional diagram. Cross-sectional diagram. 橫切面啦 alright? So this is a cross-sectional diagram and about a gamete-producing cell, which you can find in a testis of a male. Okay, 男性嘅睾丸入邊啦，會揾到this type of cell 啦。Alright, so next one we're going to learn about the process of meiotic cell division. Very similar to mitotic cell division, there is a very relatively complex 相對複雜少少嘅 process 啦 in the following pages. Alright, but we're going to go through them very fast first. Okay, 好快咁樣 go through 佢哋啦。Alright, so when we talk about meiotic cell division, so it will form not two daughter cells, 而 form 咗 remember 啦喎，正常 normally mitotic cell division 嘅話咧 how many daughter cells? First of all, you can tell me it's like two daughter cells, right? 而且啦 these two daughter cells, are they haploid or diploid? 佢哋係屬於 haploid 定係 diploid 嘅咧 They are diploid. Alright, they are diploid. But when we talk about meiotic cell division, 當我哋講 meiotic 嗰陣時咧，其實 it will form 4 haploid daughter cells. Alright, 4 haploid daughter cells. It's actually very easy. Alright, so you can use another analogy. Okay, 用另外一個比喻啦 analogy. So it's like originally one body cell. 自己幫我寫得 If just listen first. If you don't understand, then you can put it down. 如果唔明先至寫低。Okay, so one body cell, for example, 10 chromosomes. And then after duplication or replication, can you tell me how many chromosomes? Yes, the answer is 20 chromosomes. So after duplication, and then this time it carries out mitotic cell division. So mitotic cell division, it will become 2 cells, right? 2 daughter cells. And then, so the number of chromosome, 嗰個最後啦 the final number of chromosome in each daughter cell 應該 very easy 啦，係 20 divided by 2. So eventually it will be 10 chromosomes. 呢個咧就會係 same as parent cell, right? Okay? But then for meiotic cell division, so meiotic cell division will form 4 cells. Alright? So again, this time it's not divided by 2, 唔係除2啦，而係除 divided by 4. So the answer is 5 chromosomes. So in terms of number, 用數字去計嘅話咧 if 10 chromosome is a diploid, Okay, so 5 chromosome should be a haploid. Okay, it should be a haploid cell. Alright, but remember one thing, this way of teaching is wrong. 我咁樣教你咁樣去諗法咧係唔正確嘅。Alright, this way of teaching is wrong. I'm just letting you know that somehow there is a relationship 係有一個關係嘅 between the number of chromosome and whether it is a haploid or diploid cell. 我嘗試同緊你講嘅就係、如果你望到係嗰個 chromosome 嘅 number 其實係會同佢係 haploid cell 定係 diploid cell 係掛鈎。But remember, when we talk about the definition of haploid definition 個定義嗰陣時咧 when we talk about the definition of haploid or diploid, always remember it is about the number of sets of chromosome. 得唔得？永遠都係講 set， 唔係講個數字嘅。We can always talk about the set, not the number. Alright? 好，冇問題嘅。Let's continue 啦。Okay, so when we talk about the haploid cell, they are genetically different from the parent cells. Okay, so this is very important. That's the main point of having sexual reproduction. Alright? 點解 Why are we not having mitotic cell division? Because if we are the same as our parents 就好似 cloning 咁樣啦，你會聽到 cloning 啊，就係一個複製啦，係咪啊？there are lots of disadvantages of cloning. Alright， 有好多唔好嘅地方嘅。So somehow we are genetically different from our parents because 原因係啲咩啊 ？Because the gametes they produce father 啦或者 mother produce 嘅 gametes are different. Therefore 你同 you and your brothers and sisters we are also different. Alright， 我哋都係唔一樣嘅。Okay, so first of all, it occurs after interphase. So interphase is the same for both cell division. They are the same. Alright? And then remember, there are 2 divisions. We'll learn 2次嘅 division. Alright? Not one time. So for mitotic cell division, it's only one time. Alright? 嗰個PMAT 啦 PME at Ch.11.3 啦 PME at 嗰個位咧 mitosis only carry out one time。但係啦 when we talk about meiosis， 當我哋講 meiotic cell division 嗰陣時，其實係 2 times 嘅，得唔得 ？Okay, so of course, since there are 2 divisions， 所以啦 there are also 2 nuclear division 啦，同埋 2 cytoplasmic division 啦。Alright, 2 nuclear division 同 2 cytoplasmic division。Alright, and then remember there is no more DNA replication. Alright, 唔係每一次嘅 cell not every time before cell division there will be DNA replication. Only interphase 會有 DNA replication. Alright, 嗱，搞清楚啲概念啊。Okay, and then so okay, these words are quite difficult, but just underline it first. So first meiotic cell division. So when we talk about first meiotic cell division， 第一次嗰陣時啦 ，they will be pairing， 代表佢哋會排隊嘅 ，they will pair up， 佢哋會排列啦 ，and separation of 呢一個嘅 homologous chromosomes。Alright, homologous chromosomes. Just underline this first. Alright, so after the first meiotic cell division， 你可以諗一諗啦。So it's separated into 2 cells, right? 2 cells 分成咗2粒細胞啦。So the chromosome number is divided by 2. So it is halved. Alright? Okay, 咁然後啦，再嚟咯。The second meiotic cell division， 咁就會 this time is not the separation of homologous chromosome， 而係 separation of sister chromatids。Yes, sister chromatids 啊。Alright? So similar to 呢個 mitotic cell division 啦。So eventually 佢就會點啊？變成咗 haploid cell 啦。得唔得？ Alright, so as you can see here, the sentence says it starts with a haploid cell. 佢一開始嗰陣時已經係一個 haploid cell. Okay, so look at this diagram first. So follow me, alright? Look at this diagram. So you're wondering, hey, wait a second. This one, is it a haploid cell or diploid cell? 2 sets, right? So when we talk about 2 sets, so one is from the father, and the others is from mother. So in this case, there are 2 sets. So this is a diploid cell. 呢度係咪有 2 sets？ 諗清楚。Okay, so be careful because remember, when we talk about homologous chromosomes, So they are the same pair. Alright? So we are talking about each pair of chromosomes. They're the same pair of chromosomes. Alright? So in total, in our body cell, 喺我哋嘅身體細胞入邊啦 we have 23 pairs of chromosomes， 有23對嘅。So in another words， 另外一隻字去講啦，就 there are 23 pairs of homologous chromosomes. Understand? 明白啦？ So what does it mean by diploid cell? Diploid cells means in that cell 喺嗰一粒嘅 in that cell both paternal and maternal 嘅 chromosome are present. 而且啦 this paternal and maternal chromosomes are present for that homologous chromosome. Okay, so one more time. So there are 23 pairs of chromosomes, alright? So in other words, 另外一隻字去講就係 23 pairs of homologous chromosomes. Homologous 嘅意思即係代表 that means they have the same size and shape. No problem, right? Okay, and then we go and look. What does it mean by diploid? Diploid 咩意思？即係代表有 two sets 啊。Two sets 嘅意思 two sets that means 有 father 有 paternal 嗰邊，亦都有 mother 有 maternal 嗰邊啦。Alright， 咁 that means 就係 both paternal and maternal 嘅 chromosome are present for that pair of homologous chromosomes. Okay, for that pair 或者啦 pairs, okay, of homologous chromosomes. 好啦，但係咯 when we look at here, look at the diagram again. Look at it more carefully. So look at the larger one. So these two, they are one homologous chromosomes. They are one pair of homologous chromosomes. 係咪先？佢係一對嘅 homologous chromosome. But now, so you can find the maternal here on the right and paternal, the father, paternal here on the left. So that means how many sets of chromosomes can you see? You can only see one set. 得唔得？你只係能夠望到一個 set 嘅啫。所以 in this case， 呢一粒細胞 this cell is a haploid, not a diploid. Please write it down. 指一指啦 ，point it out， 指一指出去啦。This cell is a haploid, not a diploid. Alright, so make sure you understand this concept first. It is very essential for this chapter. 得唔得？ Okay, if there is no problem, then we move on to this part. Okay, 我哋就開始去呢一 part 啦。So it's very, very similar to the mitosis. Alright, so I'll tell you the difference. First of all, interphase. Again, DNA replicated. I won't repeat. Alright, so chromosomes not visible because they are chromatin. Okay, 講完。So and then the next part. So this is the first division, first nuclear division. Alright, so we don't really care about the cytoplasmic division. So alright, later. So remember, first meiosis, 我哋都可以講 first meiosis. Alright, 咁就係第一次嘅 meiotic cell division 啦。Alright, so remember, this is the purpose. 呢個係個目的嚟嘅。This is quite important. So it's the pairing up and separation. 佢哋係配對咗啦，同埋 separation 分離咗啦 of 呢一個嘅 homologous chromosomes. 得唔得？ Alright, so again, I won't repeat. P, M, me, at, A, T. Alright, so PMAT. I won't repeat that. Okay? 好啦，咁再嚟啦喎。咁又啦 so prophase 嗰度發生咩事咧 ？Same. They shorten, they thicken, they become visible. 跟到啦？好啦 but now something is different. They will pair up. 佢哋會拍埋一齊嘅喎。So the homologous chromosomes, they are not freely arranged. 佢哋唔係自己去 arrange 佢自己嘅。They will pair up. Okay? 然後啦 something will happen. These are all very important. We will talk about this process later. But now remember it first. 而家記咗佢先，得唔得？呢個遲啲會講嘅。So after they pair up， 即係代表係 the same pair of homologous chromosomes 啦。After they pair up, one process will happen. 有一個過程會發生啦。This process is called crossing over. 指到一次啦 ，crossing over。中文就係互換啊。Alright。 好啦 ，crossing over and then remember, so at the end of prophase, the nuclear membrane breaks down. That's all. 得唔得 ？Okay, so two new things. Two new things is that they will pair up and this crossing over will take place 會發生啦。好 ，and then metaphase. So as you can see, if you still remember, okay, so normally for mitotic cell division, they are all lining up on this equator. 佢哋全部同一直線 ，they line up on this equator 係同一直線排列嘅。But now for this meiotic cell division is different. 佢哋係咩啊？佢哋 homologous pairs line up, not chromosome line up 啦 ，along equator 得唔得 ？Okay, so remember you need to use these words very carefully. So you cannot tell me, say for example, if you type something like the chromosomes say for example chromosome pairs line up along equator. So this answer I would say is like 0.5, not very good. But if you tell me something like 嗱，呢個答案 chromosome pairs, so I may still guess chromosome pair is something like homologous pairs, but you don't know how to spell homologous. OK， 你可能唔識串呢個字，所以你寫呢樣嘢啦。咁我俾你0.5分嘅啫。Alright, but then if you tell me something like chromosomes will line up along the equator, this one is totally wrong. Alright, when we're talking about meiosis, this line, this sentence is totally wrong. Alright, so be careful. Alright, you need to use these words very carefully. Hold up, and then the other thing, they're always the same. The spindle fiber, okay, spindle fiber 啦會 attach to 呢個 chromosomes 啊。Okay, and then spindle fiber contract. This time, remember, normally 係 sister chromatids will separate, right? For mitotic cell division. 中間兩條嘢已經會分開咗啦。The sister chromatids will divide. But now it's different. It's like the two members of 呢個嘅 homologous chromosome 啦。homologous 嘅 pair 啦，就會 separate. So two members separate first 喺呢度啦。So two members separate. Okay, and then they move to the opposite sides of the pole. 嗱，聽住啊。So the key words you cannot change. Okay, but some minor words you can change. So as you may hear, I said something like two members of the homologous pair or homologous chromosomes will separate. So you may also write something like this, because the keywords are there. 因為已經有 keyword 啦，其實個 meaning 係冇分別嘅，你唔需要背足晒exact wordings 嘅。You do not need to recite the exact wordings, alright？ 咁你見到啦，two members, okay， 兩個 member 啦 of your homologous chromosome. So it's the same as homologous pairs, okay? They will separate, they separate, okay？ 其實一模一樣嘅啫 ，okay？ And move to the opposite poles. Okay, so you can write something like this. 好啦，最尾啦。So the cytoplasm starts to divide, and then a new nuclear membrane forms. Okay, so that is the end of telophase. Of course, you can also think, if you remember well, for mitotic cell division, you know that the chromosome will uncoil and then turn into chromatin. Alright, but in this case, no. Because there is still another division, alright? 正常嚟講啦，喺 telophase of 呢個 mitotic cell division 咧，佢已經應該係 uncoil 啦，然後 become chromatin 嘅啦。但係啦，因為有 another division coming up，所以其實佢 will not turn into chromatin, alright? So and then there is this cytoplasmic division, two haploid daughter cells 啦就會 form 咗啦。Remember at this moment it is already a haploid. 已經係一個 haploid 啦，得唔得 ？Okay, but then remember, this line is quite complex. 呢一個句子啦係有啲複雜嘅。You do not need to remember it, but understand it. 你要去理解呢一個句子啊。Alright, so okay, so they are haploid cell. Alright, but normally for one sperm, for 一個 sperm 啦 for the haploid cell, you will see something like this. 你會知道 you will only see one sister chromatid. Okay, 你只會望到一條嘅 sister chromatid 嘅啫。Of course, this one we still 我哋仍然啦。So you know that this is one sister chromatid. Okay, but when we describe what is this thing, when we describe 當我哋形容緊、描述緊 what is this thing 嗰陣時啦 we need to say, okay, this is one chromosome. Alright, so we don't say this is one sister chromatid. It's strange. Alright, we say this is one chromosome. 得唔得? Alright, so normally this haploid cell will have this chromosome. Alright, but as you can see here, you can see that the two sister chromatids 嗰兩條嘅 sister chromatids 係 attached at the centromere 喺中間點嗰度連接咗嘅，得唔得？ So in this case we can know that 佢哋其實係 duplicated 嘅，佢哋而家仍然係一個複製咗嘅狀態。They are not yet completely divided， 未完全分開咗嘅，得唔得？ Okay, so if there's no question, the following part again even easier， 因為係 is only repeating 嘅啫，係重複嚟嘅啫。So second meiosis， 另外一個 meiosis again PMAT。So this P, first of all, they break down. The nuclear membrane breaks down. Okay, remember there is no DNA replication。嗱，自己睇睇自己啊 ，no DNA replication 啊 ，alright， 唔會無端再 replicate 㗎。Okay, and then the metaphase. So they line up again. 又再次去 line up 啦 but this time they are really lining up along the equator. 今次 very much like mitosis， 係完全同 mitosis 係相似啦。Alright, and then spindle fiber attached to the chromosomes. 好啦，再嚟咯 this time the meiosis 2。今次就係點啊 ？They contract and the sister chromatids separate， 同 mitotic cell division 係一模一樣啦。Alright。They are the same as mitotic cell division. So the sister chromatids separate this time and they move to the opposite poles. Alright? And then cytoplasm starts to divide. 好 last but not least 去到 telophase 嗰陣時，你會見到 new nuclear membrane forms 然後 and then 佢哋就會 this time they really uncoil and form chromatin. 得唔得? Alright? So this is the whole meiosis process. Of course, the last one, the second cytoplasmic division, or we call this cytokinesis 最尾就會 form 咗 4 haploid daughter cells. 得唔得? Okay, so this part is a little bit difficult, so make sure you understand before you continue. 得唔得？一定要睇得明，睇得清楚啊。Okay, so a little remark here. I guess I have to stop this video soon, alright? Because the following part is also very important. We need to talk about the importance of meiotic cell division, alright? So I will stop very soon. So just one last note is that here, 呢度啦, this part, I will also have another dictation, alright? So give yourself a star. This will be another dictation, okay? So if there's no problem, please bear with me and let's continue here. 講埋呢一版啊, we'll finish this page. Okay, we're not going to talk about this experiment. Okay, so right and wrong. Okay, this is important. So the gametes formed in meiotic cell division. Learn to underline the keywords. 得唔得? 學習去揀低重點字眼啦. Gametes formed by meiotic cell division can further undergo meiotic cell division. So you can think about that. Okay, this is a gamete. So do you think that it can still carry out meiotic cell division? The answer is definitely no. 得唔得? 佢唔係一個 diploid嚟嘅. Okay, it is only a haploid, so it cannot undergo meiotic cell division. 得唔得? So the answer is it cannot undergo. Alright, because they are haploid 啦, they only have one member of 一個嘅 homologous chromosome. Okay, they only have either father or mother. 佢哋唔係兩邊都有嘅. So it is not complete. It cannot undergo meiotic cell division. 得唔得? Okay? 好啦，然後咯喎，so another explanation， 另外一個解釋啦，呢個第一個明白咗先啦，因為佢係一個 haploid， because it is a haploid， 所以啦 they only have one member， so it cannot undergo there is no homologous chromosome， 得唔得 ？OK， there is no homologous chromosomes。好啦，然之後啦，所以 therefore 其實 pairing up of 呢個 homologous chromosome 咧係 impossible 嘅。 得唔得 ？Remember 啦，喺我哋嘅嗰個metaphase one 嗰陣時啦 ，metaphase one here 喺個 metaphase one 嗰陣時啦，我哋需要嘅 we need the homologous pairs to pair up along the equator，alright？ 但係this process is not possible for 一個 haploid gametes 啊，得唔得 ？Okay, so the last part. This one is out syllabus, but just to let you know for fun, okay? 係純粹俾你知嘅啫。So sperms and ova. So normally, meiotic cell division 啦，會 produce 咗4 haploid daughter cells. Alright, so this is easy. Okay, so males they will develop 4 sperms. 每一粒嘅啦，你會望到啦 each of 呢個 daughter cell 啦會 develop into a sperm. So in another words 就係 each time 4 sperms are produced. 每一次啦，要見到 key 啊，就係呢個 gamete producing cell 啦會 produce 4 sperms. Alright, but then for females it's different. Okay, so this is when you study in university you will learn more if you study biology. 得唔得？咁其實發生咩事咧？During meiotic cell division, in order to make sure that 由於啦 to make sure 啲乜嘢啊 the ovum has okay in order to make sure 呢個 ovum 啦係 has 呢個 sufficient food reserve 得唔得 ？So where is the food reserve stored? Remember 啦就係呢一個嘅 cytoplasm act as 呢一個嘅 food reserve 嘅 ，OK 係儲存食物嘅啦，得唔得 ？Cytoplasm 就係 food reserve 啦。I think you will learn that later. Okay, so therefore 啦，發生咩事啊 ？It needs to get the most cytoplasm. Alright, it needs to keep on getting most cytoplasm. 佢不斷去攞盡量越多 cytoplasm 越好啦。Okay, so it received the most cytoplasm from other cells, from other cells 啦，從而 develop 一個 large size. In order to ensure 確保啦係有足夠嘅食物嘅，得唔得 ？After fertilization. 而 other 嘅 daughter cells 咧係簡單嚟講就係 they are dead，OK，they are broken down。好啦，所以呢個 look at here，簡單嚟講就係 this gamete producing cell will only produce one mature ovum， 佢只會整到一粒 one mature ovum 嘅啫 ，because each cell division it will take up more cytoplasm。This time it will also take up more cytoplasm。但係其他啦 ，the other daughter cells 咧其實係 less cytoplasm 嘅，得唔得 ？Therefore 啦 ，they will break down， 佢哋會最後就 break down 咗啦。Okay, so this is the end of this 11.3 part 1. Okay, so like, share, and subscribe. Okay, 講笑啫。Alright, so this is the end. So that's all, and see you in the next video.